So this would be response number 2 of the resilient side. I want to start off by thanking Valerie on the Never Recover side for her response and the points that she made during her video. While I do agree with you that there are some forms of lasting side effects from any kind of adverse trauma that children experience, what we should also discuss is how individuals do not let their trauma become part of their identity and are able to overcome their trauma. We do see that children who experience ACEs have some kind of developmental or behavioral issues, but what we also see is that with proper help like therapy, community support, or the support of a adult that they trust or like a peer from work, they're able to overcome their own trauma in their own individual way. According to Solomon Poor, excuse me if that's a mispronunciation, clinical and community systems need to carefully plan and coordinate services to support adolescents who have been exposed to ACEs, with a particular focus on special populations. What we need to be able to do is look at the trauma of a child and figure out what care they need or how to help them be resilient and overcome their trauma. As previously discussed, having an adult that children trust can increase the likelihood for resilience. A study done by Hall stated that the relationship between the adolescent and caregiver is the primary driver of the protective nature of resilience, deserving further study of this, and suggested that future innovations aimed at strengthening and supporting the relationship between the adolescent and their primary caregiver may improve health outcomes among teens at a high risk of ACEs. We should look at strengthening the bond between an adult that they trust or a primary caregiver to help increase the likelihood of resilience, as well as lowering the likelihood for poor health outcomes that were noted by the Never Recover side, primarily mental health issues or suicide risks. A study done by Hughes with 2,497 adults that were ages 18 to 69 showed that at least half of the participants experienced some form of ACEs. Individuals who had 4 or more ACEs were more likely to have some form of mental illness. This study also showed that childhood and adult resilience were strongly associated with better health outcomes in those both with and without ACEs. Resilience resources provided better outcomes in mental health for those who have experienced ACEs. These resources from both childhood and adulthood were as follows: sports participation and having a trusted adult relationship, and as adults, sports or community group participation, enjoying culture or traditions, financial security, and perceived support from public services and employers. This study helps us to realize that having community support and adult support can help children or adults overcome their trauma and have lower mental health effects from it. It as such lowering suicide risk. I think we can all agree that resilience resources alone cannot overcome the trauma or harm that ACEs causes on children. What I hope that we can agree on is that there should be more work done on preventing ACEs and ensuring a positive environment for future children. Thank you.